Hey, well, good morning, Cole Canyon Coyotes, our staff and students. Welcome to our first Friday flag video of the 2024 to 25 school year. We are so excited to share with you and start this year off really well. This video is one way to keep you informed and engaged here on our great campus. As we always have done, let's begin our Friday flag video with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Hey guys and girls, thank you for a great start of the school year. Staff, we are so impressed by how well you support us all. We have been so excited to start this new year, and thank you students for following your teacher's lead. We are going to have a great year, and right now I'm going to turn this over to Miss Lane with a few important reminders, and I'll see you in a few minutes.
Good morning, Coyotes, and happy Friday. As we embark on this new school year, I want to take a moment to remind everyone about the importance of Kafudi, which is keeping all hands, feet, and other objects to ourselves. I know that with the excitement of all the fun activities that we have planned for this year, it can be easy to forget this rule. However, it's crucial to remember that playing safely and respectfully is critical and super important for all of us. When we engage in activities, whether it's games on the field or in the classroom, let's do so in a kind and considerate manner. Let's play in a way that makes everybody proud, ourselves, our teachers, and our fellow classmates. Remember, there's nothing worse than losing privileges because we are hands-on with one another. So let's make sure to keep Kafudi in mind, and let's make this year memorable for all the right reasons. Have a great rest of your day, Coyotes.
Once you're done with eating, walk down to the activity you're doing. So, you walk to your basketball court, wall ball courts, you walk to get the balls, you walk to any place on the playground.
One of the rules is to stay in the designated areas of Cold Canyon. For example, you cannot go behind the shed.
Number 3 is when the whistles blow, you need to stop and freeze.
The last rule is to put away all your equipment and walk to your line.
Hello students and staff, it is my privilege to begin us off with Howy Heroes. For those of you who are new, this part of the segment of the video is for us to recognize all the students in the school who are showing that hero behavior and are getting a hero shout out from his or her teacher. These are students that are helpful, encouraging, respectful, and outstanding. So let's get started. In kindergarten, big congratulations to Gino from Mrs. Gordon's class. In first grade, from Mrs. Moore's class, Enzo. For Mrs. Cron's class, Lucy. From Espinosa's class, Juliana. And in Mr. Reagan's class, Brandon. Moving on to second grade, in Mrs. Manzela's class, Charlotte. Mrs. Gonzalez's class, Gigi. Mrs. Pacey's class, Hazel. Mrs. Silva's class, Hayden. And in Mrs. Teresa's class, Zachary. Now to third grade, in Mrs. Hewittson's class, Tristan. In Mrs. Hess's class, Evelyn. In Mrs. Tope's class, Theodore. In Mrs. Hartley's class, Grayson. And in Mrs. Welch's class, big congratulations to Robert. Now for fourth grade, congratulations for Mrs. Cavio Murray's class, Hayden G. From Mrs. Murray's class, Liam. From Mrs. Trujillo's class, Nolan. From Mrs. Arellano's class, Owen. From Mrs. And that's it for fourth grade. Finally, last but not least, fifth grade. From Mrs. Hemmer's class, Bo. From Mrs. Schroeder's class, Lucas. From Mrs. Greenstein's class, Lily. From Mrs. Mirande's class, Carter. From Mrs. Reagan's class, Colton. And last but not least, from Mrs. Betsky's class, Lexi. Huge congratulations to all of our heroes who have been shouted out this week. Just as a reminder, you have earned one of those entries to win that golden ticket. Remember, that's a prize not just for you, but for your old class, for your whole class. So big congratulations for that shout out. Now let's turn it over to Mr. Shaw to close us out.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Z. Miss Lane, thank you. What a great team we have here. I appreciate you all taking good care of our students, and thank you, teachers, for your care and support each day to start the year off right. We're so proud of you students, too, being heroes out on our campus as we usher in this new school year. I know you're willing to do your very best, especially with your words and your actions. Our first live Friday flag assembly is scheduled for Wednesday, September 11th, where we will honor our first responders and the military families. Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you back on Monday. Take care.